Hey guys, this is Siddharth and welcome to Siddharth Comics, and in this video we're going to talk about Batman v Superman, the Dawn of Justice. Alright, so this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie, it's probably a good idea. Wait, it's okay, you don't have to watch the movie, you're not missing out on a lot. I know I'm saying that because I'm a little angry at this movie, but you should probably not watch this video. You should go catch it in 2D. Maybe you can skip the 3D element of it, it's not that great. Save yourself some money while you're at it. But watch this movie once, probably it deserves a single watch, probably. I watched it twice, so I'm a little angry. But anyway. So Batman v Superman was probably one of the more anticipated movies of this entire year. It has Batman and Superman, and there is Dawn of Justice also that happens. So it's very difficult to picture a universe where this movie is bad. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in that universe. This movie is not good, and in fact it is frustrating as a fan and as a viewer of general movies. Like, this movie could have been so much better. It was so easy for this movie to be so much better. That is my major source of frustration and anger as far as this movie is concerned. Alright, let me calm down a little bit. I'll talk to you about the things that I liked about this movie. Let's start off with that. Let's start off with the good things. Batman is awesome. Ben Affleck is a really cool Batman. I loved him, and I had a few doubts about him when he was cast as Batman when they did the announcement, but I'm sure he's going to have an amazing solo movie if that does happen. I hope it does, and he's just going to kick ass. Really happy with Ben Affleck. Wonder Woman was a pleasant surprise. Oh my god, I wasn't really expecting to be blown away by Wonder Woman the most in this movie, but that's what happened. The theme music that she gets whenever she's on screen is just fantastic, and she's so confident and she's so composed. So that's the second thing that I like. The third thing that I liked about this movie is Alfred. Jeremy Irons is fantastic as Alfred. Also reminded of Scar a little bit. Be prepared. I'm sure there's going to be a solo Batman movie where there's going to be a lot more of Alfred, where there's going to be a lot more of Batman, and it's just going to, and everybody's going to be happy. Alright? So 3 things that I liked about this movie. We're done with that, and now we're going to talk about the stuff that I didn't like about this movie. And ladies and gentlemen, just sit down, just be comfortable, because this is going to be a long video, because now we're talking about the stuff that I didn't like about this movie, and there was a lot of stuff that I didn't like about this movie. So just sit down, grab some water. I should have some water as well, because this is the third time that I'm making this video. So yeah, just get comfortable. Stuff that I didn't like about this movie. What? Same names, so that's what you stop fighting? What? Alright, I'm gonna calm down. Same name, that's it. That's all it took. You're the greatest detective in the world, and that's all it took. Calm down. Here are the things that I didn't like about this movie. Lex Luthor. Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. Oh, I love bringing pretty pickle. The bells have rung, and they cannot be unrung. He is coming. Oh my god. So I don't like Lex Luthor. Let's get that's clear. Don't like him. Lex Luthor is absolutely obnoxious in this movie. He's not at all. Of course, he's Lex Luthor Jr., but I don't think that really discounts him from being a total obnoxious buffoon whenever he is on screen. I thought there will be some transition in his character after he loses his hair, but that doesn't happen. He in fact gets worse. So I'm not sure how they're going to play in Joker into this universe, because how do you up the crazy from Lex Luthor? Probably with some face paint and tattoos. But that was the major thing that I didn't like about this movie. Alright, let's get that out of the way. The second thing that I didn't like about this movie is, yes, how they dealt with the conflict. All throughout the movie, that's been hammered down on the minds of the audience, that Batman has a problem with Superman and they're going to fight. So if the movie makes such a big deal about the fight, I would want a more logical conclusion to the fight than what they went with. Probably they could have added some weight to Lois Lane's character and had her give an awesome monologue which convinces Batman, alright, this guy is a human, or he's raised by humans, so he has a lot of human qualities or human attributes to him, and he's probably an accidental superhero maybe. I think that would have been still a better conclusion to the fight, but they didn't do that. So that's my second problem. The lead up to the fight and the conclusion should have been much better. My third problem in this movie was how they introduced Justice League characters. Alright, and I think that is the most forced and the most heavy-handed way to introduce Easter eggs in a movie. Apparently, and of course, Lex Luthor's design team or IT team already knows the logos for all of these superheroes. I mean, how does that happen? I think someone from DC just forgot to remove the thumbnail icons of these folders at the last minute, and they just shot with the same logos or the same symbols. I think that was pretty stupid. They should have changed that. And if you watch it closely, and this is something that I realized in my second viewing, the file names are something like something underscore AQM for Aquaman, something underscore WW for Wonder Woman, something F for Flash. How is he naming these superheroes even before they are out in public? Is something that is beyond me. But hey, I mean, we have the Justice League characters being introduced in some manner of the word. You have the Flash cameo, you have Cyborg's cameo, Aquaman's cameo, and of course you have a still image by Wonder Woman. The Cyborg cameo was pretty interesting, where you see a mother box, which was like really poor CGI in that one scene, but you see that levitate and it goes and merges with his body. I thought that was pretty cool. But Flash's cameo and Aquaman's cameo in the Justice League folder, or the meta-human folder that Bruce sends Wonder Woman, I thought that was really weak, especially Aquaman. He's just looking at the camera like this for about like 3-4 seconds, and his hair is like all floating, or it's flowing, whatever it is that hair does under water. I think the movie should have started off with the return of Batman after the Man of Steel incident. You have Batman who says, alright, enough is enough, I'm going to impose martial law over Gotham and Metropolis. So you introduce Sons of Batman, and you introduce a young girl who sees all of this, who sees Batman. She gets really inspired by all of it, and you suit her up as Carrie Kelly, and she's out there as the new Robin. I think these two things should have definitely happened in the first half of the movie. Probably what happens later on is the government negotiates with Superman, tries to understand who he is. He says that he is on their side, and the government then tells him, alright, look, you've got this vigilante who's taking law in his own hand, he's undermining the government, go and beat his ass up, bring us this guy. And that's when you realize that Batman is working with Lex Luthor, and he has kryptonite, but then Lex Luthor shows him, alright, no, I don't just have the kryptonite, I also have this amazing monster who's Doomsday, who's pretty cool. And Batman is like, oh no, I shouldn't have dealt with this guy in the first place. He steals the kryptonite, which happens in this movie. He steals the kryptonite, he still goes and fights Superman, because Superman is still a threat, and Superman now wants to fight Batman legitimately because, you know, the government is asking him to do so. They fight, and Doomsday appears, and then they're like, alright, let's just team up, do the old school thing. I think they should have gone with that. They should have made this an old school, alright, there are two characters who are fighting, and then there's a third thread that comes in, and then they become friends. I think that would have been much better than what they went with. There was no emotional impact of that flashback that Bruce gets when Clark says, "Oh, save Martha." There was just nothing, and it did nothing for me. Another thing that I didn't like about this movie, I'm really sorry, but here's the fourth thing that I didn't like about this movie, and that's how they introduced Batman. Do not have the first shot of Batman as like a rat or a lizard who's just stuck to a wall in an awkward pose like this. That's how you see Batman for the first time after 4 years. How is that? That's not good. That's not fun. I'm not going to clap for that. Even in The Dark Knight Rises, the first time that you see Batman, everybody was cheering, everybody was clapping because it was so well done. And again, there was no moment here in Batman v Superman. He has an amazing car. Why does it not do anything apart from just chase people and shoot bullets, which apparently kill people? Because Batman is doing that now. Here's another thing that I didn't like about this movie. There's 5 things that I didn't like about this movie. How is Batman getting these accurate visions about the DC extended universe or the DC comics universe? Batman he falls asleep on his desk while working, which is very convenient actually, because there's some decryption that is happening and it's very slow, so Bruce Wayne just gets bored and he falls off to sleep, and conveniently we see a nightmare sequence or the dream sequence that was teased in the trailers as well. How is he getting accurate visions of the future? Is there a supernatural element that's involved? Because if there is, I need a better explanation than him just waking up from dreams, because he dreams of Darkseid. There's that Omega symbol. He dreams of parademons. He dreams of a Injustice storyline where Superman would just kill people. He again dreams of Flash time traveling and warning him about Superman and probably telling him that Lois Lane is the key. How is that in any way not supernatural? Guessing that there is another character who's inducing these visions in Batman. Batman is not that creative to think about something that is accurate in the DC Comics universe. But if he was, I mean, he would start a comic book publishing industry. So that was it. That was my review of Batman v Superman. Watched it twice. Didn't like it more the second time. And just really frustrated. Just overall, really frustrated with the movie. Could have been much better. But this is what we have. Although I'm excited for the solo Batman and Wonder Woman movies, I'm just a little worried if they really botched it up, because you have an old Batman. Unless they want to do a Batman Beyond in the cinematic universe, I think casting an old Batman right now was just a bad choice, because he's just gonna probably get you 2 to 3 more movies. Where you, on the other hand, you have Tony Stark who's featured in what, like 6 movies as of now. I want the further movies to be good. I want to enjoy them because I am a more DC person than a Marvel person. And Batman is I mean, he's like cheese. If you think about it, Batman is like cheese. You add cheese to anything and that thing becomes good. You add Batman to anything and that thing becomes good. Why did they not have a suit up sequence like Iron Man? Just do it, right? I mean, the first time that you see him in the metallic suit, it's after a horrible cut from another unrelated scene. Like, I think something is happening. Martha Clark is kidnapped and it cuts to Batman in the metallic suit and he's looking up in the sky with his eyes lit up. Come on, right? I mean, just have a better sequence. Like, have him like put on his armor and he puts on his helmet and it's like a better sequence, right? It's a better scene. I mean, people will clap, people will enjoy and cheer when that happens, because it's the first time that it is happening. Let's not forget that. But they didn't do it. So even if you have a 3-hour movie, right, which you have to then cut to 2.5 hours, with the sort of resources and the sort of time that they took with this movie, I am expecting at least smoother transitions between scenes. they just didn't do that as well. So let's see what they do in the next movies, because I'm really confident about the solo Wonder Woman and the solo Batman movie. These two movies are going to be really awesome. Alright, so that was it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to review Gotham Central volumes 1 and 2 up next on my channel, so you can subscribe to the channel to get updates about it. And I'm also going to go ahead and do a Daredevil season review. This was something that I did some time back, but the video wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But I want to talk to you about Daredevil as well, because that was a very nice and well executed season, or a well executed story. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again next time. Till then, goodbye.